Today, you have awarded a great prize to the most dangerous country in the world. I hate to be the one who spoils the party, but someone has to say that the emperor has no clothes. Today is a very sad day, not only for the state of Israel, but for the entire world. Even at this moment, the international community refuses to see the tragedy. It is a sad day because the international community is taking steps to lift the sanctions on Iran without first waiting to see if Iran complies with even a single obligation in the agreement. It is a sad day because this agreement gives Iran a seat on the Commission, which will decide whether or not it has violated the agreement. This is like allowing a criminal to sit on the jury which will decide his own fate. You haven't changed Iran's ideology, which goes beyond proliferating deadly weapons and funding terror. It is not only that you have not cured the symptoms, you have strengthened the source of the problem. You have given the source of the problem, Iran, money, stability at home, and a time to carry out its destructive ideology. For the first time anyone can remember, Israel and the Arab world see eye to eye. This deal is dangerous for the region, for the people of the region, Jews, Muslims, and Christians alike, and for the entire world. You in the international community have a bad track record when it comes to seeing impending disasters, even when it is right in front of your eyes. Good intentions too often leads to wishful thinking. Look at what happened with the Arab Spring. How so many people were absolutely convinced that we were at the dawn of a new Middle East. Think back. How many people praised Assad, who studied ophthalmology in London, as a reformer who would change the economy of Syria? And quite a change it has been. And all those who at that time dared to say that they see things a bit differently were branded as without imagination, without creativity, and unable to escape old paradigms. When a nuclear deal was made with North Korea, I remember good and well-intentioned people who wanted to believe they signed a deal which would prevent North Korea from developing nuclear weapons. And we all know what happened since then. They told us we would live in a more secure world. I'm sure that many of you, many around here, do not feel more secure in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you this map, which is Iran's empire of terror. Now take a close look at this map. This is what the world looked like this morning, before you voted on the process of removing sanctions from Iran. You can see the impact of Iran's terror apparatus with your own eyes here. Countries like Thailand, Azerbaijan, and the capital of the United States managed at the last minute to prevent Iran terror plots before they could be carried out. Other countries were not so fortunate. Countries from Bulgaria to Argentina have experienced the horror of Iranian terror firsthand. In Syria, Lebanon, and Iraq, and countries across the world, Iran has spread its tentacles in order to expand its empire. This weekend, 21 years ago, Iran and Hezbollah sent a suicide bomber driving a van loaded with explosives into the Jewish community center in Buenos Aires. 85 innocent people were killed and many others were injured. Since then, you can find Iran's fingerprints in every corner of the world, targeting innocent civilians, smuggling arms, financing terrorist groups, and engaging in illegal proliferation activity. Now, what did the world do to respond to Iran's growing empire of terror? Well, just a few minutes ago here, It voted to empower it. It voted to strengthen it. It voted to fund their expansion. Iran will now have $150 billion to fund terrorist groups. So the $150 billion question is, what will this map here look like tomorrow? How will the new Iranian pie be distributed? How much money will go to Hezbollah and Hamas? How much money will go to Assad? How much money will go to fund worldwide terror activities? And how long will it take before that map, this whole map, becomes entirely red? If the international community refuses to see this as a tragedy, that is a grave strategic error. But if it is aware of the tragedy and still chooses to pursue this dangerous path, this is a catastrophe. I would like to say that the Iranians are metaphorically laughing in everyone's face. But the sad part is that this time it is not a metaphor. When the villain is laughing, you know something is wrong. Friends, the villain is laughing, and his laughter echoes throughout the world loudly and clearly. When we hear the laughter from a country whose supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, says that even after the agreement is signed, Iran will continue the battle against the United States, Iran will continue supporting terrorists in the Middle East and around the world, something is wrong. When we hear the laughter from a country whose president, just days before the agreement was signed, marches at the head of a parade in Tehran in which American and Israeli flags are burned, something is wrong. When we hear laughter from a country which does not even attempt to mask its hatred, something is wrong. Friends, something is very, very wrong. Israel, but not only Israel, is on the front lines. We will all pay the price, and not just in the Middle East. It might sound surprising to some of you, but we in Israel tend to take it seriously when someone threatens to destroy us. Ladies and gentlemen, in future years, the consequences of this mistake will become clear to all. But for Israel, tomorrow is already too late. Thank you very, very much.